Welcome back, naughty knitters. You have found the French knot, my little corner of the internet where we love to talk about yarn, fiber, a little bit of drama, and the beautiful chaos of our WIPs. I'm your host, Tawnya, also known as A Naughty Knitter on both Instagram and Ravelry. I'm coming to you from the beautiful Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, nestled up in the Pacific Northwest, where I live with Mr. Knot and my 3 French bulldogs. Today, guys, we are diving into one of the most relatable knitting struggles, those hibernating WIPs. Come on, you've got them. The ones that looked amazing in December, but have been quietly collecting dust since. Specifically, we're going to be looking, in my case, at my holdovers from the 12 Days of Knitmas and a few other ambitious cast-ons that are now giving me the side eye. And as we go through, we're going to ask each one the big question: frog it or finish it. Now, I want this video to be interactive. So get out those hibernating WIPs of yours and we're going to go through them together systematically. And by the end of the video, make some big decisions. Now, if that sounds like just your cup of tea, pour yourself a warm beverage. I've got mine right over here. Grab your knitting, snuggle up with your favorite fur friend, and let's dive in. Today I'm wearing an oldie but a goodie. Guys, this is the infamous Ranunculus by Hiroshi Midori. Am I saying that right? I knit it up in, this is before I kept really good records. It's that old. It is knit up in Surrey silk by Farmer Daughter Fibers. I do not know the colorway, but look at the fit on that. So what I did on this one is I used, I think I went down to like a size 7 needle, and it's just one strand of the Surrey silk, I believe. Yep, one, and I just knit it according to pattern. I didn't change anything except the neckline. Now on the neckline, she recommends using a German twisted cast on, I believe. I didn't know how to do it at the time. I couldn't figure it out. I know now, but I couldn't figure it out at the time. And so I just did a long tail cast on, super loose. And I think it turned out fine. But yeah, that's my version of the Ranunculus. So the first thing we have to think about is how we are going to decide what to do with our WIPs. We need some WIP prioritization strategies. So here are some practical, battle-tested strategies to help you decide what to work on next, what to let go, especially when you have a pile of the 12 Days of Knitmas holdovers like I do. The first question you're going to ask yourself is the wearability filter. This is the most important thing. Ask yourself these questions for every project. Will I actually wear it when it's finished? Does it fit my current wardrobe, lifestyle, climate? I mean, I have Idaho winters, Idaho summers, maybe very different from where you are, but it needs to fit your climate. Is it the size and shape of something I'd reach for? Is it still going to fit me? All of those things you need to take into account first and foremost, because if any of those are no, frog it. All right. Number 2, we need to decide about the joy and motivation that it gives us. How much do you still love the pattern? How much do you still love the yarn? How excited do you feel when you look at it? Or is it all just dread? So rule of thumb, grade it on 1 to 10. Anything above 7 stays. Below 5 becomes a strong candidate for frogging. Next, the time to completion ranking. So you need to sort projects in your head by how long they're going to take to finish. If you're under 30% finished, this is a high risk of hibernation. I would suggest giving it a short test session, just knit on it for a little bit, see how much joy it brings you, and then decide. Next, quick wins. Those small projects that are already past a certain point that makes it easy to finish, those should get bumped up, prioritized. So the strategy for this, you can set a 30-day rule. If you can realistically finish it in the next month with focused effort, move it to your active queue, guys. Just put it in your active queue and get it done. Now, if your WIPs have made it all the way past all of that, the next thing we have to do is some kind of rotation system to prevent the new cast-on syndrome. So there's some popular methods to do this. One method is called the one active project rule. You can only have only one main WIP at a time and maybe one small portable object. That really works for some people because you get things on and off the needles faster and you don't get bored of them. So recently I cast on a WIP, and so I've been working on this one WIP because that's about all I have to do. And it goes so fast. And I'm getting so many endorphins from just, moving on to this step, moving on to that step. And so think about that. If you have a lot of WIPs, maybe you're a person who should have less WIPs to keep things more fresh. All right, and then seasonal rotation. Are you in the mood right now in the middle of summer to to work on cozy sweaters and cardigans? Maybe not. Maybe you need to prioritize your summer lighter tops or shawls to just keep you more motivated. So build yourself a list, build yourself a system. Number one, put in a pile your active WIPs. What's on the needle this week? Number two, what's in the queue? What's next up? And number three, what are you going to hibernate to review later? And then number four, the frog pile. So those are your four categories. All right. Now, how are we going to sort through these? There's a few different ways you can do it. You can do a photo review. Look at your Ravelry project page photos without touching the project. Does it still spark joy in that form? That's what I did first. I looked at all my project pages and took screenshots of them and kind of went through. And then the next is set a deadline. Commit to finishing one project before buying any new yarn, any new patterns, anything. Get one done. That is very motivating. And then set mini goals. For example, finish the yoke on the Metamorphic this weekend. It feels way more doable than finish the whole sweater. And then finally, accountability. Share your top 3 priorities in our Discord group, your local knitting group, or on Instagram, somewhere where people are going to hold you accountable. All right. Pop it down in the comments below. I'll help you. I'll help to keep you accountable. All right, guys. So that's our tools for sorting through our hibernated WIPs. Now let's get started with mine. All right. So first up, I have those Purl Soho striped half and half triangles wrap. This one is sitting at a sad probably 10 to 20% complete. It's a beautiful wrap with triangles. It's very modern, very giftable, very wearable. But here's the truth. I lost steam on the first triangle before the color even changed. So what happened is, well, here I'll show you. I'll show you where we are. A couple things. So, all right, there we go. So you can kind of see it's taking the triangular shape. So here's the wide end, and then it's narrowing out over on this side. Oh, this material is so nice. Okay. And then you can see as we go, we're doing short rows and moving it back. And so we're just building this bigger triangle. Now what's going on is I only have about this much yarn left, and I'm not really even close to being done with this triangle. So I'm just at a little bit of a loss. I mean, I'm going to have, so the triangle itself has several colors. I'll show you the other colors that it has in it. It's very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. So it's going to be made up of these colors. This is Purl Soho linen quill. Oh my God, it's hard to hang on to them all. But look how pretty those colors are. Oh my God, there we go. See how pretty those are? So I think it's going to make a gorgeous wrap. And if you think about it, parts of that triangle are going to be smaller. So perhaps this one is intended to be smaller, but I'll have more yarn left over. And so maybe I just start the next color sooner than intended. And then at the end, it's just going to be bigger. That last triangle on the top that's supposed to be pretty little might actually end up being bigger. I don't know. I'm a little discouraged with this. The other thing I'm thinking is to recheck my gauge on it. I didn't do that before starting. But maybe I just need to frog it. I'm not that far, and I really do want the shawl. I'm not that far. So maybe I frog this and then restart with a smaller needle. I think that's probably the right answer to get the effect that I want. Look at that material. It's really nice. So that's kind of my thought on this one, is to frog it and then Since it's a relatively simple knit, I think I'm going to make this my work project because it's one that doesn't take a lot. It's pretty mindless. And I think it would be great to just have at work, keep it at work, just bring it home for filming days and have it be just that slow project that takes maybe a year to finish, but is just easy. So what do you guys think of that? So it's a semi-frog. So I'm going to frog what I have because that's kind of what's kept me from working on it, is getting to this point and realizing that it's not working out, but still wanting the shawl. So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. Yeah. So now that we have that settled, this is a frog, kinda, and we're going to move on. Next, I have my line top by Pernille Larsen. So this I started last summer, and it's a lovely knit, but I started it toward the end of summer, and so I wasn't that motivated to finish it because I wasn't going to be able to wear it, but I did get it about 25% done. This one has beautiful details, beautiful shaping. I love the colors that I chose. It's knit up in Knitting for Olive, pure silk in the colorway dark cognac, and the undyed yarn. So isn't that pretty? So you can see what we're doing here. We're doing the shaping. I believe this is, let's see, yeah, this is the arm, and this is goes over the back. And then we're going to, yeah. So it's going to be really cute. Oh, I just covered that all up, sorry. It's going to be really cute. It is a small gauge. It is small needles. But I do like it. I do like it. One thing I'm concerned about is this strap. I am hoping, I believe that it's finished off with I-cord. So I'm going to do the I-cord a little extra tight on it when I do finish it so that it doesn't get too long, because I feel like it's going to stretch, and that's a bit of a concern. And so I don't want it hanging down to my belly button. But if I make this a little bit extra tight, oh, I hope that works. But we're going to keep going on this. So like I said, it's Knitting for Olive in the dark cognac silk and the undyed silk. So my thought is I should get going on this one soon because it's summer and I do want to be able to get some wear out of it. So I think I should put this into my now pile to start working on very quickly. What do you guys think? That's the My Line Top by Pernille Larsen. So that's going to be in my active pile. Bringing it back right now. So that means I have one garment I'm bringing back already and one work project. And so we're not too bad. Not too bad. We're keeping it under control. Next up, I have one that I started it feels like forever ago. Let me grab a cup of coffee. And it's been quite the saga. So this one I started back in October. It was the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along, the musicale. So I started this project back in October. This was the Stephen West Knit Along, the musicale. It's a beautiful modular shawl. And I'm knitting it up in colorways that I got while I was at the Farmer Daughter Fibers Makers in the Big Sky retreat last year. And so I chose the base Foxy Lady, which is a silk merino blend, I believe. 20% superwash merino, 30% silk. And it's a fingering weight. And we have Mad Mardigan. And we have Evergreen. And we have Elk Antler. And we have Lazy Moose. So those are the three Foxy Lady colors. And then in their mohair, Mighty Mo, we have Gary Cooper. So isn't that a fun fall ensemble? I love it. I love those combinations. So I started on it and I had some trouble in the beginning. This part right here where I got started is these scallops, and I had to start over. I got almost completely done and had to start over. But then I got going and things have been going pretty smoothly since. Look how beautiful it is. And then I'm on this little modular section right here, and it's really fun, but I was working on it and just kind of lost steam, but I am close, you guys. I just have to get to here with that modular part. And then there's a section, I believe, of brioche to frame it, and then we're done. So I just need to finish it. So what I thought I would do, this is a really good airplane project. Believe it or not, I know I tell everybody, don't take multiple colors on a plane. However, I'm going to make an exception on this one because with this modular piece, you're only working with one color at a time. Like you did this triangle, and then you did this triangle, and then this one. And so you're only working with one color at a time. And so I think it would be doable. And just finish it out and then get that border done and call it good, because I want to be able to wear this for the fall. I really want this for the fall. So I leave for North Dakota in 3 weeks, not even 3 weeks. And so my hope is that I, at that point, have at least this modular section done, cast on for the brioche. But isn't that gorgeous? I can't frog that. No way. This was a lot of work too. So it is not getting frogged. We are finishing this. We are finishing this. Oh, I do really love it. Now when I pull it out again, I'm like, why did I ever put that away? Okay, we are pulling that out. That is going in the finish it pile for sure. I mean, this project is just going to make me so proud when it's done. So, yeah. Airport with the grandkids. All right. So next up, I have my Metamorphic. This was a special project, and again, I cast it on. This was one of my 12 Days of Knitmas cast-ons, and I do love it. It is the Metamorphic by Andrea Mowry, and it is knit up with the Spin Cycle Metamorphic in the colorway Truffle, which is this deep chocolatey brown. So it's this deep chocolatey, there we go. This deep chocolatey brown that is absolutely gorgeous. And then I have my custom spin cycle that I made with the sisters from Spin Cycle when I was at the Makers in the Big Sky retreat and with Farmer Daughter Fibers. And here it is. So that is really fun, and it's very beautiful. Now it's not exactly my colors anymore, but I shouldn't say that. It's just I wish it had more pink in it. But it's okay. Not everything has to be pink, Tawnya. Okay. So, a couple issues with this. I've got a lot done. Now, this sweater, you knit it inside out. So you knit it this, there we go. You knit it this direction, and then when you go to wear it, you flip it inside out, and then it'll be this direction. So now there's some issues with it. I'm not sure what happened. I think I was doing this when I was tired, and there's some mistakes in it. So what I want to do is I want to rip it out to the collar. This is going to get finished. I'm not frogging this, not for real. But the reason I got put on hold is just because I didn't like my tension, and there was a couple little boo-boos that I don't know what happened. It's like I don't know what exactly happened. This is why you don't knit when you're tired. And so I am going to frog it to the collar and restart it. And this is not going on the needles immediately, but I think I'm going to frog it immediately and get it set up to put it back on the needles. Does that make sense? So this is a temporary frog, or partial frog, I should say. So let's talk a little bit about this. Those mistakes aside, I love the shape. I'm knitting it up in a size 2. It's going to be a very wearable sweater when it's done, and I know I'm going to love it. And I'm not going to put it in the active queue right away, but it does need to be done by September because I want to wear it to the Big Sky Retreat. I'm going back in the fall to the Makers in the Big Sky Retreat, and so I do need to have it done by then. So that is the Metamorphic by Andrea Mowry. God, it is so pretty, isn't it? And it's going to be much better when I do it right. What really bothers me is I don't know how it happened, but up here, it's just something happened right there, and there's a big gape in it, and then one other spot. Oh, that is the spot. I had it marked to address it, but it's just not really addressable. So see, I have a little bobby pin there. I should have just ripped it back at that time. So anyway, next time you see this, it's going to look better. I promise. I can do better work than this. That's the bottom line. I can do better. So we're going to frog it and re-knit it. Gosh, I got a lot of frogging to do, don't I? I think I'm going to spend the afternoon watching movies and frogging. All right, so we're about almost halfway through. How are you doing? How are you doing with your hibernated WIPs? Have you found any that you're going to frog? Let me know in the comments below. All right, so next up. Now this one is super fun. This one, it just has the cutest combination of colors. This totally awesome retro vintage vibe. I started it on December 29th as part of the 12 Days of Knitmas. And I was really excited about it during the holidays, and I'm still completely enamored with the colors and the design. I just think it's so clever. Vintage Flannel by Johanna Strand. Guys, this one I love. Love everything about it. I'm knitting it up in an extra small in the colorway Honeydew in Reminiscent Sport by Farmer Daughter Fibers, held with Bitter Pill by Spin Cycle in Dyed in the Wool. Isn't that nice? I love anything in that chartreuse color. I just love it. Now this pattern, it is so cute. It has this vintage vibe, great color combination that I chose. I love everything about it. I started it as part of the 12 Days of Knitmas, and I lost steam on it, not because I don't love the project, but because it's in a book. I just need to print it out because I don't like knitting from a book is what I have found. So I'm going to print it out and I'm going to put it in a bag all together with the project and pull it back out in the fall. There's no time in the near future when I'm going to be able to wear this, but I do want it. And so we're going to save it and we're going to pull it out closer to fall so that I can have a winter sweater. That is a vintage flannel by Anna Strands, and it's from the book Strands of Joy, published by Lina Knitting, by Lina. So that one's staying. But we're just putting it on hold. So it's temporarily going back into hibernation. Next up, I have the Aureliano by Claudia Quintanilla, knit up in a size 2. Now this is another beauty, guys, that I started in the 12 Days of Knitmas. Just this lovely lightweight sweater, great stitch definition, beautiful color work, motif that's worked all the way throughout. I started it and I absolutely love it. Oh my God, it's so beautiful, you guys. So let me show you the colors we're using first. So this is in the Camellia Fiber Co's Mohair in the colorways Red Poppy, Blue Iris, Sweet Pea right here, and then finally Moonflower. Aren't those just gorgeous? Now, as gorgeous as they are, it's not really mohair season, but I want this sweater bad. And so I am going to finish it so that it's ready. This is going to go back in the queue right away because I've gotten a fair bit done. And I think this might be appropriate for some cool summer days. So you might remember I live in Idaho, and so we don't have super hot summers. And so occasionally there's a cool day. But look at that, guys. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that color work. How pretty is that? And then this is going to get folded under. Yeah. And so that is going to go back into the active queue right away. It just feels like it's going to get so much wear, and I'm enjoying the motifs, the color work so much that I feel like it would just be a fun project to get back into. So that is the Aureliano by Claudia Quintanilla going back in the active queue. The next one is sweater number 26 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I'm knitting it up in an extra small. And this one is giving me sweater curse energy. I started it with the 12 Days of Knitmas. And the yarn is gorgeous. I am using Dreamy DK in the colorway Midnight Green, and then U2 Yarns Mohair in the colorway Green. Look how pretty those are. And I've only gotten, this one is running on, this is on thin ice. I've barely started. I've got like literally the saddle shoulder started. I mean, it's beautiful. Look how nice that's, let me show you. Look how nice this is knitting up. So I do love it. It is pretty. And I do really want the sweater number 26. So maybe I'll just put it back into hibernation and revisit it in the fall. It's a pretty big time commitment, but if I just work it in with the other fall things, I think it won't be so daunting. I do want the sweater. So that's one of the criteria, right? It's my style. I want it. I love the color, all the things. Yeah. So, oh God, in the feel of it, it is so nice. So yeah, so I'm going to put this back in hibernation temporarily because it's not the season. It's not the season. Regardless of how gorgeous it is, it's not the season. All right. Last but not least, we have the Shifty by Andrea Mowry. This is a sport weight mosaic knitted sweater, knitting up in a size 2. It is beautiful, you guys. I just love the spin cycle colorways. I mean, would you have ever guessed? And I think this one is going to be spectacular with the colors that I chose. So let's get into it. Make sure I don't have any drop stitches here. Okay. Now again, this one is not very far, but I do really like it. So let's talk about first the yarn that I'm using. So the main color is going to be Night Moves. So this is Spin Cycle Nocturne in the colorway Night Moves for the main color. And then the contrast colors that I'm going to use with it are, we have Waterflower, Dream World, and then I think the third one is Leaf. Won't that be pretty? And then, like I said, the main color is the Nocturne Night Moves. Isn't that nice? Love those colors. So here's what I have so far. Boy, I should really put some stitched uppers on this. Nothing. I've got the collar started and I've got the short rows done. But I really like this one. So I think once I finish the Aureliano, this one will be the next one that I pick back up. Yeah, it's definitely a finish. I know I haven't gotten very much done, but I'm still madly in love with the colors, madly in love with the design. So it's definitely going to be a finish. And I want it for fall. So yes, so I think that's going to be cast on or taken out of hibernation very soon. But for now, it's in hibernation. We're going to work on the Aureliano. We're going to work on the line top, and we're going to work on the Musical. That's a lot. So, my prioritization, the Aureliano. I have got some good progress on it. I love the yarn, very wearable. I've got my line top, quick win, seasonally appropriate. That one has to get finished. Now I've got the Musical. I'm going to finish that mystery. Hopefully get working on it again with my next trip to North Dakota. And then we're going to continue to work in the rest as we go. Now, a few of these, remember, are going to be temporary frogs. For example, Purl Soho. That one is going to have to be frogged, and then that one's going to go to work. On the custom Metamorphic, it's going to need to be frogged and restarted. But I still think that we did a great job today, you guys, sorting this all out. Did you guys find any WIPs that you are going to frog? Are you taking any out of hibernation to get them going again? So my recommendation for you is to implement that 30-day rule for your WIPs. Now remember, it's simple. If you can realistically finish or get very close to finishing a project in the next 30 days with a consistent effort, move it into your active queue. Everything else goes into hibernation or the frog pile. All right? Let me know what you decide. Step 2, plan to focus on only 2 or 3 hibernated projects max during this first initial period. I'm doing the Aureliano and my line top, and then we're going to do the Shifty. What are you going to do? So hopefully by the end of this month, by the end of June, you will see some completed projects from my hibernation pile. Now, everything else is going to go back in the bag, in their bags, or stay in their bags, and be temporarily hibernated. And then as I finish, I'm going to continue to take them out, sort through them, and pull them back in. That's my plan to get these done. My goal is to have all of these, every single one of them, off the needles by December 31st. Now I've got a solid group of projects here, but focusing on just 2 or 3 at a time is going to give me some real momentum and result in some finished projects. How does the plan feel to you? What do you guys think? What do you think of my choices? Is there any that you would have brought back sooner? Let me know. And let me know, should I do a follow-up episode where I report back on what I actually am working on? Do you guys like this, where I kind of go through my hibernated WIPs? Let me know. I'd be happy to do it if you guys enjoy it. Which of your WIPs are you debating right now? Drop them in the comments below, or tag me on Instagram. Or better yet, join my Discord group and let's keep the conversation going. Keep each other accountable as we get through these hibernated WIPs, guys. So until next time, keep your stitches even and your frogging decisions kind. Guys, it's been so much fun hanging out with you. But until next time, happy knitting!